guys, welcome back to another episode of Books and Banter. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Coral.
So, it's spooky season.
It's here.
Yay! We are very excited about that, and we're so excited that we wanted to talk about some kind of creepy, chilling reads that are coming out soon. So, Coral, what is first on your list?
The first one on my list is The Haunting of Paynes Hollow by Kelley Armstrong. This one seems really creepy.
Yeah.
It follows Samantha, and Samantha's grandfather has just died. And she doesn't think she's going to get anything in the will because she hasn't talked to him in a while. And the reason she hasn't talked to him in a while is because he believes that Samantha's father is innocent of the crime that Samantha saw him commit.
Oh.
So they're on different sides of what happened here. But Samantha is surprised to find out that her grandfather actually left her this like lakefront cottage. But there's a caveat to that, as there always is. There always is. And it's that Samantha. Kelley wrote the book. Samantha's in the book. There we go, guys. Yeah. That Samantha has to spend a month at this cottage, and according to her grandfather, this is going to kind of open her eyes to see that her father was innocent. But while she's there, she kind of starts to get the creeps a little bit. Yeah. She starts to notice maybe things aren't quite right, and maybe there's something in that lake, under the surfaces of that lake. I don't know how that ties to her father possibly committing a horrible crime, but
you'll find out.
We'll find out, and that one is expected in October.
Nice. Okay, so the first one that I am really excited about is Widow's Point by Richard and W.H. Chizmar. So Richard is a New York Times bestselling author, and his son, W.H. is his son. So they're writing together. And I read Chasing the Boogeyman by Richard, and I really liked it. So I was excited to see that he has a new one coming out. And I was even more intrigued when I found out that this is a found footage narrative. And I really like those kind of stories. So I'm excited for this. It's about... There's a town called Harper's Cove, and there is a lighthouse called the Widow's Point Lighthouse. And the residents think that there's something off about the lighthouse. Cursed, haunted, there's something up. So it was originally built in 1838, and during its construction, 3 workers died, and including one who mysteriously plunged to his death from a catwalk. And so that accident, was never explained. And then since then, there have been nearly 24 deaths that have happened, or other, unexplained accidents or disappearances. So the lighthouse was finally shuttered in 1988. A security fence was erected around it, and no one has been inside until now. And so this is told across 2 timelines. It said 2 harrowing incidents from 2017 and 2025. So I guess there's a group, that trying to, going to enter the lighthouse and see what's up.
As always.
Yes. The reviews for this sound really good. Stephen King, the master of horror himself, said that it's creepy and totally original. Once I started reading Widow's Point, I couldn't put it down. The perfect scary story for a dark and stormy night. And then author Linwood Barclay says that Widow's Point makes the Blair Witch Project seem like a mere stroll through the woods. So I can't wait for this, and it is expected in September.
Yeah.
Nice.
And, speaking of Stephen King my next book is King's Sorrow by Joe Hill. And for those who don't know, Joe Hill is Stephen King's son.
Yeah.
So we'll tie in there.
Yeah, nice.
But King's Sorrow is a horror fantasy combination book, so that's exciting. And it follows Arthur. And Arthur is your typical college student. He's got his group of friends. He's going through life. But he gets tied up with some local drug dealers, and he is kind of being blackmailed by them to steal these rare, expensive books from his college library so that they can sell them. So he's being blackmailed. And he decides, he gets with his friends and he's like, how are we going to get out of this? Or I guess me, how am I going to get out of this?
Yeah.
They've been pulled in. And they're like, hey, there's this Crane's journal, which is made of human skin.
Oh, gosh.
And we're going to use it to somehow get rid of these drug dealers. And they're like, sure. Everyone says sure, apparently. Yeah. They're like, let's do this. What they don't know is they summon a dragon, as one does.
Right.
And they seem to think that they can control this dragon. Wrong.
Of course. Well, yeah. Common mistake.
We've all made it.
Yeah.
But essentially, this dragon is now saying, you have to provide me a sacrifice every year, or I'm going to eat all of you. So it sounds like kind of fun, but also it's a horror book and it's fantasy, and I'm sure it's going to be really scary.
Yeah.
But it's a very original premise, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And that is expected in October.
Nice. I think I want to read that one. It's intriguing. Okay, so the next one that I'm excited about is The Hitchhikers by Chevy Stevens. So it's the summer of 1976, and Alice and Tom are set out onto the Canadian highway in their RV. They have experienced a tragedy, so they're kind of just trying to get away, heal their hearts. And so they plan the trip perfectly. They take every detail down, and then they meet two young hitchhikers on the road, and they offer them a ride. These hitchhikers, Simon and Jenny, though, are not what they seem, and so they've left a trail of blood, destruction, and madness behind them. So now Alice and Tom are trapped and in this RV, can't get away. And so it says, the reviews say that it's a chilling, twist-laden ride down to the final page. So I'm really interested in that, what's this twist going to be? It says the rare novel that will break your heart as well as hold you in suspense. And so has a star review from Library Journal that says that Stevens offers a white-knuckle adrenaline ride, and fans of her previous novels will be enthralled, and those who enjoy Taylor Adams and Simone St. James will devour this gripping new thriller. And Karen Slaughter, a very popular author, she calls it a frightening and viscerally chilling road trip gone wrong story. And that one is expected in October.
Wow. So
we've got a lot of chilling reads coming up.
Yeah, and speaking of that, if you are more of a rom-com kind of person, no worries, we've got plenty of videos for you. And as always, if any of these books seem like a lot for you, we encourage you to look for other books. We encourage you to check the content warnings of all these books before you read them. And if that doesn't work for you, of course, watch other videos, or you could speak to your local librarians in branch. But we hope you enjoy your spooky season, and we'll see you soon. Bye.